Let's talk about the movie a bit. It wasn't well received during its original run, but here we are 42 years later. We're still talking about it, complete with the deluxe Blu-ray reissue, the soundtrack 3 CD reissue. Why do you think that
No
is?
accounting for taste, is there? Well, yeah, I can tell you. When we decided to make a movie, again, the more or less general consensus was we didn't want to make a 90-minute version of the TV show. We'd kind of been there, done that. Mm-hmm. And Bob and Bert also, well, they felt that way, definitely. They introduced Jack to us. We all fell in love with him. He's a great guy, charismatic guy. And we started talking about what we wanted to do for a movie and what we didn't want to do for a movie. And out of these discussions and out of Jack hanging out with us for months in the set and on the road and in concerts and at our homes and hanging out, he got this sort of perspective of us as individuals. Mm-hmm. And the movie is essentially about us being victims. And the whole movie, if you watch it, we're always the victim of circumstance. So it was about the Monkees and the Monkees' whole, zeitgeist, if you will, but and a deconstruction mm-hmm. of not only just the Monkees, is how people perceived it, but also a lot to do with the deconstruction of Hollywood, because that was the beginning of that Easy Rider, Raging Bull, anti-establishment, independent filmmaking mm-hmm. Industry that came out of those years, and almost specifically out of Bob and Bert and Jack Nicholson, Dennis Hopper, mm-hmm. and Scorsese and those kind of people. And they were deconstructing the whole. And in the movie Head, the whole thing about us being dandruff in Victor Mature's hair is obviously very metaphorical. Mm-hmm. About the new generation, the young long-haired kids being an irritating kind of, dandruff in the hair of society at the time.
Porpoise Song, have you ever heard that it's about suicide?
Yeah, well, it obviously has some sort of connection because of the opening of the movie, mm-hmm. and jumping off the bridge. I've never seen it as like a song that is, sort of encouraging.
Right.
Suicide. It's a little more ethereal, a little more philosophic than that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I've heard that rumor. Yeah.
Were you disappointed at the chart success or lack of with that single? Because both the sides are fantastic of that single. And
yeah, it even at the time we knew that we were, stretching out there, mm-hmm. and we were going to leave some of the fans behind. But it just sort of comes with the territory. You happened with the Beatles. All of a sudden they mm-hmm. went off and did much more. For want of a better word, adult, sort of sophisticated thing.
Right.
Remember when Bob Dylan went to electric?
Mm-hmm.
So it happens, but what was important, we were like, by that time, 23, 24, 25 years old, and it's kind of tough to keep singing at that age, to keep singing songs about love songs to a 10-year-old. Mm-hmm. Gets a little weird.
How involved were you at that point with Jack Nicholson and Mike?
Well, very.
Studio?
Everybody was there all the time, mm-hmm. Basically. Mike definitely was the one kind of spearheading the whole thing, mm-hmm. and rightly so. Incredible writer, incredible musician, and great ideas, about it. But Head, I think, to me, it's a great album, and it stands up, and the movie does too. Can you dig it?